Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live Ask Max sessions where we're here to answer everybody's questions and reveal some of the newest changes that have taken place on LinkedIn that can help you recruit better people, do it faster. And so I want to welcome everybody that's watching this on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on my YouTube channel. Also want to welcome everybody that is on this live Zoom session. I especially want to thank all of my coaching students who, over the last few years, have frankly permitted me to share some of the discoveries that we've made during our coaching sessions with the rest of the world. You see, LinkedIn and Facebook are changing all the time. They're adding new features, new applications. They're changing the deal. And what does that do for you? Well, if you're in a position where you can capitalize on these new changes before they become well known, before they are subject to abuse, especially on LinkedIn, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the pack. And so every day there are opportunities for all of you, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the recorded session, to connect with people that you know in advance are open to looking at your business. And the more selective you are about who you show your business to, the more successful you're going to be. It all starts with your profile, putting your profile out there. Now, tonight at 9 o'clock, in preparation for our February social network bootcamp, which starts tomorrow, starting 2 weeks late. Usually we start these boot camps at the beginning of the month, but for a number of particular reasons, we moved it back. Tonight, we're going to show you new actions that produce immediate results that lead to sales on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can be the first to see it tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm going to give you a little peek. In our February boot camp, I'm going to show you some things. Actually, we're laying out the February boot camp totally different than anything I've ever done before to make it easier for everybody to identify perfect prospects in advance, qualify them so you're only talking to people that you know in advance need what you have. Now, some of these changes require some action on your part. On LinkedIn, you have to turn on some of these features. They're not visible, but they're there. Posting is going to play an important role in building your business on any social network, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, doesn't matter. Posting builds relationships with people without talking to them. The right posts directed to the right people position you as what has been known to be called an influencer. You're putting yourself out there and you're providing information that will resonate with your prospect. Prospect will appreciate it. This quote from Bruce Lee: "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." It's so important, because the thing that all of you have to remember is that behind every story, every success story you hear, is a story. When somebody comes into your business and in the first month jumps right to the top of the pay plan, how did he do that? What's the story? When somebody announces, "Last week I made 5 sales," what's the story? How did they do that? And of course, the question also arises, is that duplicatable? Is what they did something that you can do? Now, for years, it wasn't, some of these things aren't duplicatable. When you hear somebody comes into a company and literally in the first 30 days rise to the top of the company, how did they do that? Well, they've been in network marketing for years. For whatever reason, they left their company, they went to a new one. They brought people with them. Is that duplicatable? Actually, it can be. Because if you're the one who connects with an unhappy network marketer that's looking for another company, and you bring them into your business, into your company, they rise to the top, obviously fast, but their success pushes you up. So today, when you know how to find unhappy network marketers and bring them into your business, it can be duplicatable. And that's going to be the subject of our Top Runner Retreat that's going to take place at the end of February. I fear not the man who practiced the kicks, but one kick 10,000 times. It's all about repetition. Picking out the best people, identifying what to say, how to qualify people, when to ask the appropriate question. It's a dance. It's a dance that anybody can learn. You can learn it. Not only can you learn it, you can teach it. So at the end of the day, if you're not talking to 5 or 10 people a day about your business, or you could be, you need to be talking to the right people. Your one kick step to mastering every social network is my 4-step formula. Hasn't changed, really, in 25 years. Create a profile. Put yourself out there. LinkedIn, without question, is the best social network because you're looking at professionals and the profiles are all about their work history, their resume. Create a profile that will attract people to you, and then there are rules. Things to do and things not to do. Now, once your profile is set up, you're free to go out and start connecting with people. Now, the exciting thing for those of you that have been students for a long time is that you are been doing this for a while. You've got a lot of Facebook friends, you got a lot of LinkedIn connections, and you would be surprised as to how many people you're already connected to. Dropped off. Maybe you didn't reconnect with them. You know, you're gonna find when you look, there are people that you connected with 2 or 3 years ago that are perfect prospects for your business today. So we either connect with new people or we reconnect with people that we're already connected to. And based on who they are and their circumstance, they could indeed be great prospects for your business. So now it's all about communication. But that's what it's all about anyway. Talking to people. There are all kinds of people on LinkedIn that are looking for an opportunity. You have the solution. The key is to be talking to the right people. And so in January, we introduced Max GPT. At the end of the year last year, we were, everybody was talking about Chat GPT and how you could literally develop a script if you didn't know what to say. Well, the truth is, my scripts have served as artificial intelligence, if you will, to network marketers for years. My scripts are incredibly effective. When you follow my scripts, you can qualify people quicker, you can qualify people faster, and then it's really just a matter of qualifying, determining in advance who would be a prospect for your business. That's it. The qualified people, the people that you know have the skills to be successful. Bring them into your business, and your business is going to grow faster. It's going to duplicate faster. It's not hard. I don't care what your circumstances are right now. LinkedIn is the hot place. Effective engagement will be the key to your success. I should say effective engagement on top of effective communication. And it's so simple, anyone can master it. And you're going to enroll more reps with these proven actions and innovative texting scripts. Changing your picture on Facebook generates immediate activity. Wishing someone a happy birthday or changing your birthday so that the people that you're connected to will wish you a happy birthday has worked for 25 years. Now, initially, LinkedIn didn't post birthdays. After all, you don't put your birthday on a resume. But LinkedIn has changed. LinkedIn has become Facebook for professionals. So in addition to wishing someone a happy birthday, on your birthday, you're going to hear from all kinds of people that are wishing you a happy birthday. Then we have the holidays. Today, Valentine's Day. We're coming into probably the most active part of the holiday season for February. All kinds of holidays. We have unofficial holidays. And then, of course, the other action is posting. Put things out there that will resonate with the people that you're connected to. And so whatever these activities are, we've got some new ones that'll knock your socks off. We share them tonight. People on LinkedIn, people on Facebook react. The easiest way for somebody to react is to like it, love it, make a comment, and then you send a text message to the suitable prospects that respond to any of your actions. Start a conversation. You'll hear from people that you haven't talked to in a long time. Follow my scripts and you'll enroll them in your business. So it takes 90 minutes for the average person to respond to an email, but it only takes 90 seconds for the average person to respond to a text message. Response rates increase dramatically when you use my scripts and what I like to call my secret sauce. Moving images, GIFs are my secret sauce. Today, 99% of your prospecting, recruiting, and business building activity can now be done on your mobile phone with a LinkedIn and a Facebook phone app. And letting people know, wishing people a happy Valentine's Day. And asking what are their plans to celebrate? You never post without asking a question. Adding animated content to your text message produces immediate results, and it's a way to impress your connections and showcase your social networking expertise. A GIF, a moving image, draws extra attention to your message, so people are much more likely to notice it, answer it much faster. The audience on LinkedIn is getting younger, and because the audience is getting younger, more of the younger element to LinkedIn, they're all into GIFs. They're all into moving images. Let me take a quick peek and see who's here. Pop back over here. So Marvin, welcome back. You're in the October boot camp, and let me unmute Marvin for a minute.
Hello, Max.
Hey, good morning, Marvin. So looks like you've added some things since October, which I think that was when the last time you took a boot camp. So this stuff's starting to make sense to you?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's a work in progress, okay? Every day you're going to learn something new. Every day you're going to apply what you've learned, and it's like you're laying a foundation based on information after information. So one of the things that you need to do in this about section, you're listing some of the activity that you have here needs to be down here. So yes, you're right now, all you're talking about is you're an internet marketer, and it just goes back a year. What you really want to do is take each one of these elements. Okay? Let me go back. Clicked on the wrong thing. So, for example, you say you served as a technical writer for NASA. Then down here, you should put down NASA and the time that you were working with them. All right? Make every one of these. So you've had your articles published in different magazines. Staff writer for conservation agencies. Break these apart and make those part of your resume. Because it's all part about telling your story. And everything that you put it with, were you ever in the service in the military?
I was in Air National Guard for 6 years.
Okay.
And along with at the same time I was working, elsewhere. That was weekly drills, summer camp, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. So that needs to be down here too.
Okay.
Because if you let everybody know you were in the Air National Guard, then that gives you an entree to people that were in the Army, the Navy, or the National Guard. Everything that you put in here gives you credibility and a direct lifeline to everybody else that's done or doing the same thing. So it starts with your profile. You set your profile up correctly, then you are free to go out and start talking to people. So, basically, your story is, look, I've been a writer for years. Okay, that's my passion. And then, one day I realized that when I write things and things get published, I get paid. If I'm not writing things, I'm not getting things published, I don't get paid. And so I discovered a way to make money on the internet promoting something that I'm also passionate about. And now you also get to help other people who are at a different place in time in their career to where they're starting to think about, well, maybe I could start doing something else. Maybe I could start doing things on the side. And that's all it takes. So what you want to be doing, see right now, this shows you got 209 connections. Now, even if you didn't have a lot of time, if you connected with 5 people a day, Monday through Friday, that's 25 people. So every month, you'd add 100 people. So October, you had 209. You could have added 100 in November, 100 in December, 100 in January. So you would be up to 500 people. Doesn't take a lot of time, but people are waiting. People are looking. And you give yourself credibility. A, by what you put down here, and B, what you post. Let me see what So now LinkedIn has added a feature where this person is reaching out to me. We're not connected. All right, but I can book an appointment. Now, this is what's happening all over LinkedIn. All right. Now he's not asking to connect. He wants to hook up, set up an appointment. It's this kind of activity. I mean, a few years ago, the only way that you could actually send messages to people, you had to be connected to them. LinkedIn has opened up the doors. So not only are people just right out of the gate asking to book appointments, they're sending people to their website. Kiss of death. I'm going to jump out of my account.
Oh, Max, I've got a question if you're open to that right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, now, it seems like at one time you were saying that there was a limit on the amount of people that you can contact. And how many people you can contact daily and that sort of thing. Has that changed?
As a matter of fact, it has. Now, when you initially went through a couple of my boot camps, the norm was, so like in 2021 when you went into the first boot camp, you could search for people, do a profile search 300 times a month and send a message, 300 characters. And so in October, November, December of 2001, at 300 without paying for it. Last summer, you participated in our June, July, and August boot camps. Same thing. You had 300. Well, in the October boot camp, it could have been at the end, because it was kind of like the end of October, the beginning of November. LinkedIn went in and they changed the deal. And so what they did was they limited the number of searches that you can do a month from 300 down to 10. Now, you could actually do the search, but you could only send messages to 10 people a month. And they limited the message that you would send from 300 characters down to 200. Their purpose was to get people to upgrade, subscribe. And so depending upon what you're trying to market and sell, you're either going to want to subscribe to their basic upgrade or Sales Navigator or Recruiter Lite. The more features you're using, the more expensive. You know, the fundamental one will cost you $100 a month. The Sales Navigator, it's going to run about $100 and I think $60 a month. Now, if you're using it efficiently and you're using it correctly, it's a pain in the ass, but it's still a great deal. The key is if you're making 2 sales a month or 1 sale a week, it pays for itself. Now, all of you, you've all been on LinkedIn. For those of you that have been at it for a long time, I'm in Debbie's account. And we could go over here to her network. So because she's posted, all kinds of people are reaching out to her. But she's got 5,400 connections already. Now, these are people that she is directly connected to. Now, her 5,400 connections, well, they just knocked off, looks like 500. So out of these 4,900 people that she's connected to.
If someone contacts me directly, say I have 10, 20 people contact me directly, as far as responding back to those,
No
is
limit.
there
No
a limit
limit.
on that?
No, no, no. Anybody that reaches out to you, if you had 100 people a day reaching out to you, you could talk to all of them. Of course, most of them are going to be trying to sell you something, but still. So these first level all have connections. They're connected to 1,520,000. And so these people on her second level connect her to 993 million people. Now, considering that LinkedIn has 1 billion, 10 million people. Now, notice here that LinkedIn is pushing Tri-Sales Navigator. Now, let me unmute Debbie. Debbie, you had somebody wanted me to look at.
Yeah, hi Max. Bailey, SPIEH. She asked me directly if I'm hiring very early on in the conversation. So I wasn't quite sure what to say. EY, Bailey EY. Okay.
Okay. Now, you know, we've already developed a script for people that are looking for a salary. So she's an experienced healthcare individual. And clinical research coordinator.
She's not there right now.
Well, yeah, right. According to this, she left.
Right.
So research associate, clinical research trainer, medical assistant, medical assistant, certified nursing assistant. All right. So you reached out to her on Monday. She accepted you. Now remember, the answers to your questions contain the seed for a new question. Okay? So forget about all the scripts, forget about all the questions. I applied a lot of jobs, but I haven't heard back from many people. Okay? We ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions start with who, when, where, how, and why. So I've applied to a lot of jobs. Well, how many jobs have you applied for? What kind of jobs have you applied for? Why do you think nobody's getting back to you? Okay. 3 obvious questions from her answer. Center. Okay. What kind of job are you applying for? Anything remote. Okay. So I'm 5 months pregnant and I'll need something at home while I take care of the little one. 5 months. So we're into February. So she's going to give birth in June. Now,
When I did this, she had that she was still working at the company, so she just changed that.
gotcha. Okay. Now, are you hiring at all? Well, obviously the answer is no. I'm not hiring. So in effect, she's asking you what you do. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So basically, your response would be, I've enjoyed success and blah, 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 blah. And I currently have an internet business. Now you might add to that. I work with people that are looking to transition from their current jobs to working remotely from home, which would make her more curious
Mm-hmm.
about what you're doing without overtly pushing it at her. Unfortunate circumstances.
Right.
Are you a little curious about that?
Oh, I am.
Okay. Right. And she didn't have to bring it up.
Right.
So the question, you see, people love talking about themselves. So you come back and you say, listen, would you mind telling me what happened?
Okay.
All right. And which is going to make what you're doing a lot more appealing. But at the same point in time, you really have to have a good idea, of who you're talking to. Now,
Mm-hmm.
she's got some training
Right.
experience. So, there is a path to showing her the business. But we want to find out, what happened. Then the next obvious question would be, when we look back over your work history, what did you enjoy doing the most? All right.
Mm-hmm.
And If she gives you the right answer, and you know what to look for.
Right,
But you know, you're not hiring,
right.
you know, and you don't have to make a big deal about it. Okay. So let's come over. So the important thing for all of you is to be posting things. Now, LinkedIn's going to give you impressions. In other words, 7 people looked at it, but you don't know who these people are.
Right.
So these impressions, 48 impressions. One person liked it. All right. So the bottom line, what we're trying to do so you posted this. Now, one of the things that you can do with this, because with all the people you're connected to, not everybody's going to see it. So you can come over here and you could send it. Now, notice these are the people that you've communicated with recently. Natalia is online. The rest of these people are here. So is Mark. You can see the people that are online. Or if you have anybody in particular, you could send this up to 10 people at a time. So by sharing it with people, it gets it out there. And what starts to happen, the more you do it, you're going to develop a following. They're going to be people that you're connected to. They're not prospects for your business, but every day they're liking it. They appreciate it. They're even making comments, but you're not going to talk to them because, you know, they're not candidates for your business and you don't have time. You certainly appreciate it. So you're getting impressions. It's not about impressions. It's about engagement. So that's something that you all need to be aware of. So every day, if we go over here, so Marvin, it looks like you've got 2 LinkedIn accounts.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that, Max.
I said, I'm in Debbie's account and I tried looking you up and it looks like you've got 2 different LinkedIn accounts.
Okay, how do I get rid of one of them?
Well, good question. Let's bring up the first one. So this is the one I looked at.
Would there be any problem with keeping 2? I
Well,
don't know how that came about, but it did. So
well, what happened, each profile is unique and it's hooked up to a specific email address. You got 12 people over here. So all you have to do is, let's see, contact information. Well, that's the profile you want to get rid of. What you need to do is you need to remember what the email address was. that you use to log into that account.
Okay,
And then you can go in there and you can cancel. But you don't want to. Because as you start doing things, you want to make it easy for people to find you. Now, I will be back today at 4 o'clock. Tonight, we have a special broadcast. And Daryl, I have a couple of openings in my schedule, so as soon as I figure out which ones are gonna keep and which ones are gonna open up, I'll reach out to you and we'll schedule some more sessions. So for the rest of you, this. Valentine's Day. Want to wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day. Check your email, folks, because I have a special, very extra special Valentine's Day gift promotion that I sent out today. You absolutely want to take advantage of that. So until next time, best of luck.